in India because my wife and I, long before we were married, had fallen in love with the country, and we wanted to see if India had room for us. We named our daughter Satya because we had always had in mind that we would be over here at some point. I ended up getting a job with a travel company making videos to show clients what it is like. Videos like this. Word to the wise, if you're taking a train in Delhi, make sure you know what train station you're leaving from. There's a New Delhi train station and an Old Delhi train station. My friends were coming from Jaipur and I was supposed to meet them at the Delhi station, but I went to the New Delhi station, which meant a rush ride to the other station. This guy meant business. Listen to that horn. So having survived the Ken block of auto rickshaws and his devil-may-care rally through the streets of Old Delhi, I frantically paid my ridiculously overpriced fare, which I'm too embarrassed to say out loud, only to arrive just about on time to find out that the train was 30 minutes late anyway. But at least that Windows fanfare sound was there to herald my arrival. I was laughing to myself about how dressed for the cold this gentleman was. Delhi Novembers are still pretty mild. But in the end, who would have the last laugh when I found myself sleeping on a cold floor near the top of the Pilgrim Trail in Vaishno Devi, chattering and miserable because I didn't pack enough warm winter clothing?
About an hour and a half to fall asleep. I could not get asleep. Usually pretty versatile.
Touché, Karma. Touché. The idea in these videos is to show a different side of India. Mostly Westerners either think of India as a poor place that needs help on the one hand, or a deeply spiritual land that can help us on the other, so I try to show all the other things India has to offer. So in this short film, you'll see some snippets of this series that I call Digital Namkeen that's been on the web. While making these travel videos, I've also been documenting much of our family's experience on my YouTube channel in the form of vlogs and day-in-the-life kinds of videos. What follows is an edited version of some of the experiences cataloged in these videos, arranged in roughly chronological order throughout the 2012 calendar year. These videos have a lower production value, they are filmed in the guerrilla vlog style, there are jump cuts, there's shaky camera. This is all shoot from the hip, DIY style. The 5 C's of cinematography are not followed with any degree of concern, so please keep that in mind. Otherwise, I hope you can enjoy peeking into our family's experience of life in India.
This is Neeraj Curran. He's a real estate broker who helped us find our first 2 apartments in India. Neeraj is a good friend who was my first and most consistent language helper after arriving here. For a while he let me pay him for his trouble, but at a certain point he didn't want to take my money anymore, so we decided on a trade, and I made a little web commercial for his real estate company. While shooting this, Neeraj and a friend took me to an awesome paratha restaurant in Nehru Place, which is a hub for all things technological, though not always fully legit. But these parathas are certainly legit if butter is to your liking. I would recommend, if you're getting the parathas at Sona, to share them. I think they expand in the stomach, as none of us could finish ours. A few weeks later, Neeraj invited us to his and his wife Ekta's anniversary party. It seems to be a pretty normal custom in North India to cut the cake and then serve it to one another, kind of like the bride and groom do in an American wedding reception. Your acceptance of the family seems to have a direct correlation to the amount of cake that finds its way onto your face. So much food. I thought it was going to pop. Satya, meanwhile, employed the use of her superpower, being able to sleep in any place, position, and noise level. During our stay in India, I met this guy Joshua John, who was a professional artist, biker, and if his name didn't give it away, the pastor of a Christian church in South Delhi. I personally love Josh's artwork. Josh helps coordinate a regular Saturday morning meeting of Delhi bikers called Breakfast Run, in which literally tons of motorcycles rally across Delhi in a massive biking joyride and then enjoy breakfast together at a remote location. I went with them on a trek out into a village area of the neighboring states of Haryana. Admittedly, there are times it feels like a video game. Sometimes you have to yield to the locals. The destination gave the bikers the opportunity to cut loose across the countryside. After the run, we were heading back to Delhi when we saw this.
That was a big bundle.
And not long after that, this. It is a brave new world. Overall, it was really fun, but I can't say that I'm quite prepared for going solo on one of these bikes in Delhi yet.
My first major work this year was finishing up the edit on videos I had filmed in late 2011 about Jaipur and a Vaishno Devi pilgrimage. And then I embarked on another expedition to make a video about Hyderabad in early 2012. Each of these locations were a blast, and I got more than my fair share of new experiences, including in Hyderabad a whole new film industry.
Another thing that brings Hyderabadis together is movies, specifically those created by the Telugu film industry located in Hyderabad. Also known as Tollywood, this film industry is the third largest in India. I got to see the end of my first Telugu film, which looked to be vying to break the record for number of revolving tracking shots and Hitchcock shots in one scene. Tollywood is growing gangbusters with no signs of slowing, with ever-bettering production values and more ambitious projects, and in that way, the film industry can stand as a symbol of Hyderabad itself. Hyderabad is a city on the move, home to a huge number of IT firms, including bases of operation in the region for such big names as Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Facebook, and many more. But on the outskirts of high-tech city, you can find another unique Hyderabadi feature that stands in stark contrast with the mobility of this city on the move: giant boulders. It's as if in the course of a few hundred meters you travel from Silicon Valley through India and into the frames of some John Ford film. It's out here that I captured a picture that stands as a symbol for me, a symbol of Hyderabad, of India, and by extension our collective human experience. Looking at the downward sloping architecture of the iLab-centered building on the edge of high-tech city, I couldn't help but notice a corresponding sloping in the neighboring boulders. So here we have it. In the place of the cliched contrast between old and new, we have a sort of parallel, a place where the old and the new, nature and progress can exist side by side. Also in Hyderabad, I got the chance to try a few local drinks that were new to me. Most of them are kind of native Indian kind of drinks, so I thought I'd do a special video just about this and break out my patented emoticon-omometer in order to rate them. If you've seen my Hyderabad video, you'd know that I took a liking to Rani chai, which is its own kind of chai animal, the recipe for which is a secret to everybody. I like the Rani chai a whole bunch, but how did it fare on my emoticon-omometer? A Rani chai is one of those drinks I think I'm going to grow to love even more. For today, it's an open mouth smile. In Hyderabad, I also got a chance to sample a juice drink I've never tried before, which is made from a fruit that I'd never heard of before called Masambi, which is like a orange-lime mixture thing. I don't know. For authenticity's sake, I should have probably done this on the roadside, but for whatever reason, I had a hankering for fresh squeezed juice while I was visiting the furthest economic incarnation from the street side, the In-Orbit Mall in High Tech City. It tastes pretty good, but it's not quite the revelation that Irani chai is. I'll give it a although I can bet on a hot day in Delhi later this summer, I might be changing my tune on that. At this very westernized supermarket, I noticed another drink, Zira soda. It's made from Jira seeds, also known as cumin seed. I hardly like Jira in food, let alone in drink. I'm sorry, I'm just not there, India. I drank the whole thing too, okay? I use ice cream kind of as a carrot to hold in front of me. Eye on the prize, Ford, you can do it. Eye on the prize, eye on the prize. Jira juice. I'm just not there yet, India. I'm sorry. One day I'll get there. The savory drinks, I'll get there. I don't even know if this is a real emoticon or not. It's X'd off to my mouth. I will not ingest this one day. But by far, my favorite new drink experience in Hyderabad was sugarcane juice. This is my first time trying this, and it's not recommended for a lot of tourists because you just don't know what type of ice you're getting or what type of water you're getting. But man, the sugarcane juice is so good. I mean, it should be, right? It's like sugar, literally. You're drinking sugar. They put like some lime or some lemon in if you want. And it's just so refreshing and so good. As long as my tapeworm concedes, I'll probably be drinking this all summer. I'm just kidding, I don't have a tapeworm. I think that's why I'm losing so much weight. It's the tapeworm diet. My server was so excited that a foreigner was trying his sugarcane juice. He had this giant smile on his face the whole time. So did I, and I do still today thinking about it, an XD.
Melissa's friend Amy came for a visit in early April, and I think she really enjoyed herself. I was still in Hyderabad when she arrived, and by the time I got back, I think I was in footage overload, so I don't think I filmed very much. How was your time together?
We had a great time together. It was a whirlwind trip, just a week long. Not even a week long, like 5 full days. She took her spring break week because she's a teacher, so she only gets 1 week. It really was. It was a wonderful week filled with laughter. Okay.
It's actually beginning to kind of look like either Dark Knight symbol or the crack in Amy Pond's wall. Shouldn't have done.
I managed to shut my eyes during first aid videos.
Hello. My name is Ford. I hit my face on the side of the pool today.
I can't even think about it. Don't do that, because then I know you're doing it.
See how hard those edges are right there? And I, in my utter idiocy, just lost track of where I was. And when I jumped up, I hit it right on the side of one of those.
Oh, this is good. I can't see any of the red from here. All I can see is the skin.
Oh crap! I mean, actually, the super glue didn't hurt at all, except my eye. It's like, I guess, the fumes of it or something. I'm real sensitive to fumes with my eyes. Like when people cut onions, they can be in the other room. Today I'm going to Barola, which is a village just outside of our sector. This first day I've brought my camera with me because I didn't want to freak people out. I've been coming here for months trying to learn some better Hindi, because the nice thing about coming to more village areas, more people speak Hindi. So many people in the Delhi area these days speak perfect English. It's good for me to come over here and practice my Hindi. First day I bring in my camera and lo and behold, somebody saw the camera, was like, take my picture. So I just sat down and had chai. Here's my phone call. I'm running a little late. Oh, I'm coming. I'm just SD Public School ke paas, na? Kailash always fixes some very good breakfasts whenever I come. So what is this?
Raita.
Oh, this is raita.
Oh.
Konsa tara?
It's made by banana, kheera, cucumber. Yeah.
Raita. Banana raita was actually really good. It was a little spicy, which was kind of a different thing for me. I haven't really had banana mixed with spice too often. So yep, now it's time for me to do some Hindi. Aapka swagata. I don't think you ever actually say that in Hindi, like ever, unless you work for an airline. There are 4 different D's and 4 different T's in Hindi, depending on where you put your tongue in your mouth and on whether or not you let out air when you pronounce them. And this is a nice tongue twister sentence. Dental aspirated T, the dental non-aspirated T, dental aspirated D, and the dental aspirated T all right together. So this is a perfect little practice point. So rather than just running through Rosetta Stone, I'm just sitting here and saying this over and over and listening to her say it and trying to pronounce it correctly. Jab hum log beach par the, tab dhoop thi. Jab hum log beach par the, tab dhoop thi. It's awesome. Here's the challenge for today. See if I can get the Autowala to actually use his meter. So that's going to be my goal. I'll leave it running, see how it goes. Wish me luck. GK1 in block.
N block.
Yeah.
GK1 N block. 40.
Meters है ना?
GK1 N block 30 देना बैठो. 30 बिल्कुल
तो
ओके.
मीटर से क्यों नहीं?
बिल्कुल ओके 30 कोई गलत नहीं.
लेकिन मीटर से क्यों नहीं?
मीटर क्या, लोकल में मीटर चलने में मज़ा नहीं आता. हाँ जाते हैं वो बात ठीक है, लेकिन GK1 का देता है 30 रुपीज़. मैंने 10 रुपीज़ फालतू बताए थे. ठीक है, मैंने 10 रुपीज़ फालतू बताए थे, लेकिन 30 पे मैंने जगह पे आ गया.
ठीक है, ठीक. So have you seen the shocking revelation about these brooms standing up on their own? Everyone is like putting up their brooms to see if they'll balance because the gravitational pull of the earth is a certain way, or because it's 2012 and the brooms are in cohesion with the Mayan calendar or something like that. Broomgate, it's not fair. You're not thinking about people around the other side of the world. I mean, in India, you know what brooms look like? See this? Try to make this stand up.
Somebody needs to import those brooms over here. Well, how are we supposed to know about the end of the world?
My daughter took up vlogging this year as well. Here's one from her time at Lodi Gardens.
We're at this Lodi Garden, and it has bees. I really don't like bees. My mom's happy. She wants to go in that place. And I'm bored. I'm getting itchy. But you know, these flowers are so beautiful. Look at them. We found these white girls over there, having everybody take their picture. These dogs, actually the guardians of the tomb. Hey, Toki, will you take a picture with me? Will you take a picture with me? All right, you do not really hear good, I guess. Anyways, I'm off.
Before I get too much further, I need to introduce you to Arun. I met Arun at a Paratha place in Barola, the village area I mentioned earlier. Arun works at the Samsung factory in Noida, and since we've met, we've had some fun adventures. Here's some footage from our experience of Holi.
Until this year, I'd never actually experienced India's famous festival of Holi, the yearly spring celebration of colors. So on the eve of Holi, while the bonfires were burning, Arun and I went to the weekly night bazaar to look for some colors, and Arun set to wheeling and dealing.
यार लेकिन ज़्यादा बोल रहे हो।
ऐसा बिल्कुल ज़्यादा नहीं बोल रहा हूँ। 40 सब लेके बैठे हैं।
That's 40 cents. If you need to learn the virtues of self-control, frugality, and the art of bartering, guys like Arun, gurus. These days you don't just have the standard powder, you can get spray, liquid, these little capsule thingies. I don't know what that's all about. Now what's in the dye? I don't know, but the stuff can stain pretty epically.
Holy hand stains, holy butt stains, holy finger stains, holy shower curtain stains.
Holy stainedy scalpsy Batman! The morning of Holi we awoke to discover the Delhi metro from Noida was closed. It's a holiday, so it's a holy day. Get it? It's actually spelled exactly the same. We hopped on an auto, took a bus, checked the train station, missed one Mathura-bound train by 5 minutes, spent an hour waiting for a bus heading to Mathura, which never showed, went back to the station, and purchased a local ticket. I still don't know how it works totally, but you can buy one of these local tickets for like super cheap, and it's kind of like flying standby. You buy the cheap 50 rupee local ticket, and find the TT, that's the guy with the clipboard, and ask if there are any seats available in the better class. He writes the seats down on the back of the ticket, and voila, 2 tickets to Mathura for $2. We met 2 foreigners on the train, Jeremy and Adele. Jeremy was from France, so I picked his brain on international politics, and we had a really nice discussion. We tried to help them find a place in Mathura before the holy colors found their way onto their luggage, so Arun and I played tour guides. On the way, we managed to find plenty of opportunities to play colors, and it wasn't long before we were looking like one of those swirly colored rubber bouncy balls you used to get from the machines at the supermarket. To soothe my stomach, I thought a lassi would be nice. I mean, the 2 that I got back in Jaipur were really awesome, but this one is up there, for sure. We said our goodbyes to our new friends Jeremy and Adele because we wanted to catch the 3 o'clock train back to Delhi. We were smart this time and bought our tickets ahead of time, but we weren't smart in that we showed up to the train right as it was pulling away, which meant no time to talk to the clipboard dude to see if we could get upgrade seats, which meant standing for 2 hours in the most crowded non-metro train I've ever ridden on in my life. But you know, that's what's awesome about India. Because though at moments I was so tired I was about to fall asleep standing up, by the end I was again invigorated by the irrepressible life of the people of India. We even played Holi on the train. A kind soul gave me this flute for no apparent reason. We had shell blowing lessons. Punjabi uncle showed me a web video on his mobile of some crazy guy in Mumbai who train surfs. There's just nothing quite like riding general seating on an Indian train. This is my friend John Paul Raj, who runs a video marketing company called Media Hub. I've joined him on a few projects to learn a bit about how production works in India.
Production's hectic enough, just by nature of being production. Then you throw 2 to 3 different languages in the mix. It becomes even more interesting.
कितनी भाषाएं? I can speak English, Bhojpuri, Rajasthani.
How many languages can you speak?
5. Anywhere in India. कम से कम 5 तो बोलना पड़ेगा ना. 5 तो.
In early 2012, I got to be the director of photography on a music video John was shooting for the band Ekka, most of which took place in another village area out in Haryana.
We've got an outside track today, or are we still using the same track?
We're still using the inside track outside. Well, in India, what takes priority is budget. I think everywhere, budget is the most important thing. The track that you use for an outdoor shoot will require 4 men. It will not come in this vehicle. So, basically, costs go up in terms of transport, in terms of number of men coming in. So, even if it's an outdoor shot, it might be a little shaky because of that thing, but we need to just keep it firm. The goal, like I said, priority number 1 is budget. Where's Sona Road? सीधा है ना? बिल्कुल सीधा. Whoever you stop and ask him, and whichever way you are, even if you're in the wrong way, if you ask him, hey, where's this place? They'll say, Siddha. Siddha. Sona Road? Sona Road.
ऐसा करो इधर से ना साइड को
राइट जाना है. राइट जाना है.
हाँ आपकी साइड.
इस तरह. We finally did make it to the village area to complete the shoot. This farmer was digging on the sharpness of the imagery in the 5D Mark II's viewfinder. The business of motion pictures is one of those human endeavors characterized by the old adage, hurry up and wait. And in India, I think the waiting part may be a tad compounded by a certain cultural trait I'll call the 5-minute clause. Our makeup artist Dishant explains why.
Dishant ji,
yes.
5 मिनट कितना होता है?
मीडिया में से 5 मिनट का मतलब होता है 1 0 लगाना भूल जाते हैं. 5 का मतलब 50.
Overall, it was a really good experience shooting this video for Ekka. I learned a lot, and it was a lot of fun. Akshardham is the largest temple in South Asia. I want to mention it for those of you interested in visiting India because it's like the Taj Mahal meets Hinduism meets Disney World, and it is therefore, in my opinion, a must-see attraction. In addition to the beautiful temple, there's an interesting walk-through animatronic theater telling bits of the story of Swami Narayan, the founder of the Hindu sect that built Akshardham. Then there's also an IMAX movie telling a fuller version of the story, which has a phenomenal production value. What you're seeing is not actually Akshardham, it's the Chhatarpur temple in South Delhi, because Akshardham does not allow you to bring anything inside it seems like. Their security is like the Pentagon meets the Kremlin. No cameras, no cell phones, no pens, no books, no accessories for your baby, pretty much nothing. So the only picture we have of this beautiful structure is this gaudy, horribly lit glamour shot that makes it look like the temple is superimposed behind us. Do visit Akshardham, it is worth it, but maybe invest in some Google Glass before you go and see if you can get it through and smuggle some photos out with you.
I consider my daughter to be very creative. I'm always surprised by the new ideas and crafts she comes up with.
I am such a Suze. I made a house for my bottle people. Ria. It's actually Splenda, but her middle name is Ria. It's her wallet. It can open it. See? A debit card. This is the dessert stack.
Earlier, she had started taking water and soft drink bottles and turning them into toys. But over time, they became an army, and my wife was ready for something to be done with them.
Phlegm.
There's phlegm.
Flake.
Snay. What does snay mean?
I don't know, I just named it that.
Helper.
Yes.
All right.
He's a maid.
Bye-bye, phlegm. I'm gonna miss phlegm.
Bye-bye, Phlegm.
Chapter in her life is now over. How do you feel?
About what?
My mom and our good friend Celeste came for a 2-week visit.
How are y'all feeling, squoes?
Great. Are happy.
Welcome to India. So you watch Sherlock stuff. What did you watch, Mom? Sherlock stuff?
I watched it again so I could enjoy it with her, even though we weren't exactly watching it exact same time.
Perfectly simultaneous.
My daughter was very excited.
Say bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Say bye-bye. I'm off. Oh, sorry. We're in La Chita. It's a clothes shop. So, we're here to look for creatives for Auntie Celeste and Kiki. Anyways, I'm off. They're playing a Barbie song.
We took our friend Celeste to watch the film Rowdy Ratour so she could have a masala film experience in the theaters. Here's the short version of our review.
What percentage of the Hindi did you understand?
The times when they used English words.
I think I'm going to
Ki
give
Hindi.
myself a 35%.
I have to at least say that I got more than that. Maybe 43. But it's hard to figure out what I'm understanding from Hindi and what I'm understanding from context. Because when a guy is going, it's pretty easy to understand, I'm going to kill you, I hate you.
The lots of his abdomen because he liked to lift his shirt during the dances. But all around fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
I'm a little bit of a naysayer, but there's about 3 or 4 movies all wrapped in one, and we've seen them all before. I feel like everything in this movie we've seen it before.
There are 2 dynamic markings, fortissimo and forte. It's either everything's on the table or most of it's on the table.
Alright, as a movie snob, I would go.
Meh?
As a non-movie snob, I would go.
Yeah, I'll give it a... So my strategy is going to be to give them, 10 or 20 more. Namaskar ji. GK1 M block. Hey. Hum GK1 M block. 5 minutes, 2 horas. Pakad lena. Yeah, apparently that is not a very appropriate way to say what I was trying to say. Better to say the Hindi word savari, which means rider or passenger. फिर Hoskas village.
Hoskas village.
हाँ जी.
पहले GK1 market.
हाँ जी.
फिर 2 सवारी वहाँ से लेना है.
हाँ जी.
फिर 2 और 4 हो जाएगा ना सर?
So 4
हो जाएगा ना. लेकिन this is 3 allowed.
सिर्फ 3 ना?
3 allowed. एनवलप मार्केट वहाँ 2 आदमी और वो हौसखास विलेज.
हाँ जी.
वहाँ चलेंगे.
मीटर से फिर 10-20 और
10-20 नहीं, हाफ एक्स्ट्रा लगेगा.
क्या है?
हाफ 50% एक्स्ट्रा.
क्यों?
4 हो गया ना.
हाँ
4 सवारी हो गया.
4 सवारी. ठीक है.
He wants all of us to sit in the back.
Backpack. Where's my backpack?
In the little holding spot.
Bhaiya, this is not the right way. Rasta nahi hai. U-turn. Piche red light, left turn se.
Just driving extra to charge us more.
So it just really pays to know the way perfectly and to know how to, state clearly in Hindi, or else it leaves room for miscommunication and, guys will take advantage of it. And when you look at the rate, it ends up being, it's 19 for the first 2 kilometers, and it's really only 7 rupees per kilometer, which if you think about it, seems really low to me, but I don't know. While India is home to Hinduism, Islam has had a profound impact on certain cities and regions, especially when it comes to architecture. Mosques, palaces, tombs, and shrines are prevalent in certain cities, and Delhi is no exception. The largest mosque in India is Jama Masjid, located in Old Delhi. Built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in 1650, it's a sight to behold. I could hardly get a picture of the entire structure. The courtyard itself is said to hold up to 25,000 worshippers. They let you climb one of the minarets, which is pretty cool. From the top, you can get a great view of Old Delhi, so it's definitely worth it. From there, the cramped roads of Chandni Chowk would make for a brilliant vantage point for a Where's Wally picture, or Where's Waldo if you're American, like me. From the roof of the masjid, you can see the loudspeakers that are responsible for heralding the call to prayer. We've had a mosque right behind our apartment for the last 2 years, and Melissa has gotten used to the rhythm of it, and she says she quite likes it. I still haven't quite gotten used to it. Inside the mosque, you're required to remove your shoes, and women are required to wear some form of head covering. But footwear and headgear aside, Jama Masjid is quite the wonder, and though the tourists flock in droves, it isn't as crawling with tourists as India's main attraction, the world's most recognizable incarnation of Islamic architecture, the Taj Mahal, the famous tomb commissioned by the same Shah Jahan in 1631 for his wife. Cue obligatory Taj Mahal trip.
We took Mom and Celeste to the Taj Mahal, of course, and had a little adventure on the way. 2 guys accosted us right in front of the security check and told us that the train had crashed in the night and we would not be able to take it to Agra.
Here is not going to any train to here to Agra.
Okay.
You will get to the old Delhi railway station. There is possible to 6:30 train. First, right now you will get to the railway head office for the Connaught Police.
I admit I was pretty slow on the uptake, but even still I felt like something was wrong enough to keep my camera rolling the whole time.
Understand for DC building? Understand? So how much? First go to up to Old Delhi railway station. 500. 500. No, 500. 350.
At this point, I should have seen through the whole thing, because there's no way that a taxi fare is even close to accurate. But in the moment, I just didn't think through all of it because these guys seem so genuine.
So my theory is that they saw us and they were thinking, oh, they're going to Agra.
Yeah, you're right, they're going to Agra. Yep.
It's not available. 17 listed.
Happenstance upon happenstance kept piling up.
I think my suggestion, you can take a car for both way.
Until my suspension of disbelief could bear no more. Final straw was when he quoted me the price.
Cost rupees, 15,500 rupees.
It's like $300. At this point, I made up my mind just to get back to the train station on the off chance we could catch our train. And what do you know?
Run.
10 minutes. The inconvenience caused.
One more gullible set of foreigners who were almost had by the con, but at least we figured it out before it was too late.
Hold on. Oh, this is not good. Hold on.
Yeah.
With my asthma.
Literally ran to catch our train.
And somehow it's still here. So, and then thankfully, so this is the cool thing about India, though. Like in the middle of all this, so then some random guy just comes up to me and he's like, "Where are you looking to go?" Agra. He's like, "It's Punjab Mail right there."
When we were going down the stairs, the guy was like, "You can do it." A guy that was passing me said, "You can do it." It was awesome.
So if you are taking a train to Agra, be careful not to fall for this. The train isn't coming con. Our train trip was nice. Agra was Agra. At the Taj, generally foreigners come to take pictures of the Taj. Many Indians come to take pictures of foreigners. Really, there are only 2 kinds of Indians who end up taking pictures of foreigners in my experience. It's college-age guys, and perhaps people from rural areas who don't see as many foreigners. This time, my wife decided she was going to retaliate from all the requests for pictures by saying that she wanted pictures of them, which I don't know if that's really a good deterrent, seeing that most college guys I know like to have their picture taken.
Did you hear my plea for rescue?
Yeah, I did.
Rescue me.
This kid really wanted a photo, and he was just too cute. Him and Satya pretty much ended up having a photo shoot. Satya even got in on the photo-taking action. Here's some of what she photographed.
Hello, and we're back. We're at the Taj, as you can see. This is the Taj Mahal, as you can see. So, are you excited?
I am very excited and so happy to be here.
Are you guys excited?
Yes.
Are you excited, Mommy?
Yeah, are you excited?
Me? A little.
Just a little?
Yeah.
This is excited, Kiki. This is an adventure.
Yes, I said I hated adventures. I said, I'm not an adventurous girl.
The place we stayed at was really nice.
Is my whole body facing?
Yeah, your face is pretty close. You're cutting off your mouth. There you go. Try it now.
Hello, welcome to the Grand Imperial.
Saw my first langur there. It's got a long tail. Monkey is like a guard dog, basically, to keep the other monkeys away. Those monkeys can be aggressive and annoying. That's really cool. I want a guard monkey. I might start liking monkeys now. But my ongoing vendetta with pigeons was given fuel.
See what he's doing? He's look at that. They stick their butts over railings and balconies just for the purpose of trying to hit people. They're evil. I'm telling you.
Alfred Hitchcock should have used pigeons in the burial.
That's exactly right. Every country I've visited in the world features the rock pigeon. The species is taking over the world. I am sure of it.
So, tell me, how was the fort?
It was pretty. It was filled with people who wanted to take their picture with us. Again. I might need to revisit the Jaipur fort because I still feel like Amer fort is Sabse Acha Hai. This one I felt like they had your main thoroughfares and you really had to keep to them. There was no really other place for you to explore. I want to go to there. It was pretty.
What's good?
And you could see the Taj.
See the Taj.
It was pretty.
Each little courtyard had its own theme, its own pattern. It was really pretty. I now understand how celebrities feel, but it's not okay because I don't make celebrity amount of money. So I'm taking pictures with these people, but I'm still poor.
So it's all the crappy parts of being a celebrity without any of the fun parts.
Perks.
That's exactly right.
There's a monkey on top of
Yeah, so this place is pretty much awesome. It's just so nice. Like, America is a land of hustle and bustle, but India is a land of hustle and bustle too. And so this place is just really nice. Everyone's very cordial, helpful. Food is freaking incredible. Rooms are great. AC works. I don't think I've noticed a power cut today, so kudos to Agra for that, or for this place for their generator. So, yeah, it's been a pretty good experience overall. How you doing, neighbors?
I like that they call calories energy because it makes you feel so much better about eating food.
Alright, well, this is the airport. Goodbyes.
It's the worst part of a trip. The worst part of a trip.
Maybe you're just going up from here?
No, we'll walk with them.
Yeah, we'll walk with them.
It's not too bad.
The point is touching the other point. So if you don't do that, then you're out. You have to do it until you get to the escalator, and then after that, not the escalator.
You're going to have to demonstrate for me as we walk.
Okay.
Alright, let's go.
I'll show you.
So pretty much you have to zigzag back and forth.
We have to zigzag. This is going to take twice as much time. What if I go like this, babies? What if I go like this? What if I go like this? Go like that.
We're going ice skating!
Where are we at?
Second ambiance and go down.
Ready?
Again. Never ice skated in my life.
Never? You've never? It's your first time? The Surfing Violinist. It's the final countdown.
Living in a new culture really encroaches on your schedule. Things that used to take 10 minutes because you knew the drill can take a whole day and sometimes longer. So your schedule, work-life balance, and free time end up getting all topsy-turvy. And I have to admit, unfortunately, that one of the things I really dropped the ball on in our time in India was dates with my wife. One of our few successful dates this year was in South Delhi, starting at some lesser-known Mughal structures, Bijay Mandal and its neighboring Gandharba Masjid, and ending with one of Mel's favorite places, Haus Khas village in South Delhi. So Bijay Mandal dates way back to 1326, built by Muhammad bin Tughlaq during the Tughlaq dynasty, although there's some disagreement on whether or not the ruler of the previous Delhi Sultanate, Alauddin Khilji, built the original structure. 700 years later, this odd structure, which was part mini palace and part observation tower, is a nice place to find some shade in the summer, play some cards, and engage in that most common of modern New Delhi public park traditions, PDA. We joined in by dangling our feet off the side and taking self-portraits and being all around coupley. Melissa was freaked out by these nasty monster ants, but I, of course, acted like I was on a nature show.
Nuh-uh. He is climbing up the side with a freaking rock in his mouth. This is like Andre the Giant and Princess Bride, except he's an ant.
Big baby.
These are big ants.
Mel says she would love to live in a place like this where she can look out her window and see 700-year-old monuments. After leaving Bijay Mandal, we ran into some local girls who were hoping that by playing tour guides, they might get some money out of the deal. They led us through the village to find the path to our next destination, the Gandharba Masjid. There I saw an insect that even freaked me out.
Sorry, but hornets are just evil.
One of the things we like about these monuments is that no one preaches to you about safety rules. Your life is in your hands, so climb and do whatever you want at your own risk.
Really enjoy historical monuments, especially historical monuments that you can climb around on. That's awesome.
This is where lawyers would be stepping in the United States.
We saw some boys terrorizing the local wildlife.
It's a pig hunt.
The Gandharba Mosque was also built in the 14th century. It really is a fantastic structure that affords an awesome view of South Delhi. After our historical survey, we headed to Haus Khas village, and after meandering the lanes a bit, went to dinner at Café Dior, where we got to hear some Sinatra. We did not buy the Dom Perignon. Melissa got pumpkin soup and a baked potato. She says you start to crave weird things in another country. I know baked potato seems weird at a gourmet restaurant, but you do crave weird things. I got a cheese plate for a starter and stuffed eggplant with some polenta on the side. This was in my vegetarian period. For dessert, we got apple pie a la mode. It's hard to find apple pie in India, but ironically, as good as Café Dior's was, it was trumped by the unlikeliest of places, Asi Pizza on Asi Ghat in Varanasi. Yes, Varanasi, the river city, famous for its ancient expressions of Hindu tradition, has the best apple pie we've tasted in India. Go figure. Afterwards, Mel did a little shopping. Haus Khas has so many fun little shops with great design and creative products. There are also some rather interesting nooks with collectibles and memorabilia like this one. If you're going to Delhi, or if you've been to Delhi and haven't visited Haus Khas village yet, definitely check it out. It's an awesome place. And there are plenty of awesome archaeological things to explore in the area.
Due to visa restrictions for foreigners, it is required that we leave the country every 6 months. We decided to give Nepal a try.
We're at the airport, ready to fly out for Nepal, spending a night in Kathmandu, and then going to Pokhara, which is up in the mountains, Himalayas. So, pretty excited.
I'm ready to look at some snow-capped mountains and be hopefully 20 degrees cooler.
Satya's new stuffed animal.
Tintawali?
Tintawali, I like it. That's it. Tintawali. Show the camera.
Her three names. Her first name, second name, last name.
Okay.
Not Sue's though for her
Nepali, Tintawali, Kawali. Why not? That's perfect.
It is.
Nepali, oh wait.
Nepali, Tintawali, Kawali. Hello! You need to cleaning on your thingy.
Thank you.
It's okay. Just don't panic, man.
So, what did you think of that?
I thought it was dead.
We're vacationing in Pokhara, which means we get to quote Monsters, Inc. and say, "Welcome to the Himalayas!" We've met with some surprises while here. Needless to say, some awesome creatures have come across. Giant snails.
Look how big this snail is. It's just awesome.
Whatever this thing is.
Look at that. Its own built-in force field. I have no idea what that thing is.
Satya and I were attacked by leeches for the first time. How cool is that?
No, it was not cool. Get it off me! Get it off me! I do not want to go to a hospital on vacation.
I was told the views of the Himalayas would be incredible here, but nothing, even seeing pictures of it, could prepare me for the raw awesomeness, and I was still surprised by the breathtaking views. But even more breathtaking for us was this surprise that we discovered soon after we got here.
Can I tell it?
Sure.
Mommy's pregnant! Surprise! You can ask me some things you don't.
How's your minestrone?
Very nice.
Does it taste like minestrone?
It does.
No chia seeds in there?
Can't talk about that right now.
My favorite thing about Pokhara, though, is Mike's restaurant for sure. It is spoken like a true nauseous, pregnant American lady.
And she won't let us have our polo sometimes.
Okay, those are like the Indian version of mint lifesavers.
You can't write this stuff. Alright, my favorite thing about Pokhara.
Is he loves dogs.
No, I don't. I think that view from the Buddhist Peace Pagoda and the surrounding area around there, there's a little restaurant. That restaurant was just great. Actually, that whole little trek, the little path up to the Peace Pagoda from the lake is awesome.
So how is it?
It's pretty good.
Good.
And breakfast burrito, big fat breakfast burrito. The biggest burrito I've had since Finn's back in Panama City Beach. Justin Buxton's awesomest place ever. Fish tacos, the best.
I met this guy, Subba Gandharba, on the streets of Pokhara. I played the violin and was interested in the folk violin type instrument that he was selling. Before buying this particular one, I convinced him to play me the most famous Nepali folk tune, to which I put a little montage together of our time in Pokhara.
There's one more thing I want to mention about an experience I had in Nepal before moving on. While at the Buddhist Peace Pagoda, I had a talk with one of the grounds crew members who was busy with some landscape modifications. I asked him how much he made per day, and he told me 600 Nepali rupees, which at current exchange rates is about $6.80 per day. Now, what's surprising about that number is not that it's so small, but that it was surprisingly large. Depending on the state in India, highly skilled labor doing the same work would receive at max $4.50 per day. Now, that's highly skilled. For the majority of those not considered highly skilled, it's even less. The scary thing is that over 60% of the world's population, that's over 4 billion people, live on $2.66 per day or less. People always use the rebuttal, but for them, the cost of living is so much cheaper. Yeah, it is, and you get what you pay for. Many of the lower class in India who make between $1 and $3 a day live in shanties and brick hovels on the side of the road. There's squatters who take baths in the street with their clothes on so as not to offend, who at any moment could have a bulldozer doze their house because they're illegal. For all intents and purposes, though they often work full-time hours, they live at a socio-economic level that is at or below that of the homeless in the United States. So they work as hard as they can in order to remain living. For most of my married life, I have lived on salaries and wages that put me below the poverty line in U.S. terms, making on average between $8 and $9 an hour. We had a tiny but fully sealed from the elements apartment with AC, round-the-clock electricity, round-the-clock running hot water, sanitation, etc. But we were poor. We had a computer, 2 cars, a GameCube, Netflix, and I surfed in my free time. But we were poor. We ate out regularly. On big dates and anniversaries, we would spend in an hour and a half what a highly skilled laborer in Rajasthan makes in a whole month. But we were poor. If poverty is relative, then what we're saying is humans are all equal, but depending on their location, some are more equal than others.
Vakya, tutti frutti, or galat shabd. One of the things we've been doing with our time in India is learn Hindi. One of the ways I've tried to practice my Hindi and improve it is to incorporate it into the videos on my YouTube channel. It's a good place to get feedback and corrections. Mujhko madad kijiye aur correct kar dijiye. One of my more ambitious vlogs, I tried to provide translations of famous Hindi sayings that featured numbers. So to wrap up our look at Hindi idioms featuring numbers, let's put them all together with some Bollywood panache. We'll use that scene from Sholay that I did before. To set it up, this guy Thakur has hired these 2 thugs, Viru and Jay, to go get a bandit who's terrorized his village and cut off his arms. Spoiler. That would be a big spoiler if you haven't seen the movie. Keep in mind that Viru is played by Dharmendra, who is one of Bollywood's most loved heroes, and Jay by the inimitable Amitabh Bachchan. Sholay is a classic for many reasons, and in my opinion, has 2 scenes that hold up to the best that world cinema has to offer, and I really mean that. But one of the jokes about the film is the way that Thakur's arms are clearly visible at certain points in the film through his kirtan. I was at the end of this edit and I realized I may need to clarify this. This is not how the scene goes in Sholay, okay? This is a joke. I just want to throw in all these muhavre we've learned and put them into this scene. So enjoy.
लोहा गरम है मार दो हाथरा हम जाने से पहले मेरे एक सवाल मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं ठाकुर जी मैं और आपकी बाहू तिरसठ के जैसे हैं नहीं बिल्कुल नहीं मेरी बाहू और एक छोर शादी करेंगे बिल्कुल नहीं उसका हाथ तो है वो 420 करता है नहीं मैं समझा सकता हूं नहीं अब से हम 36 के जैसे हैं नहीं हाँ मुझे जाना जरूरी है या फिर मैं इसका खून पी जाऊंगा.
Since I was a kid, my dad and I have quoted movies in regular conversation, and at a certain point I started thinking that quoting Bollywood films might be a good way to work on my accent and learn a bit more about the history of Bollywood in the process. So I started a series called Firiri, and it was pretty well received by my Indian friends, so I've kept that one going, and it's really been a lot of fun.
रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे बाप होते हैं नाम है शहंशाह तारीख पर तारीख तारीख पर तारीख तारीख पर तारीख तारीख पर तारीख मिलती रही है लेकिन इंसाफ नहीं मिला लॉर्ड इंसाफ नहीं मिला मिली है तो सिर्फ ये तारीख एक मच्छर साला आदमी को हिजरा बना देता है एक खत्म पूरी रात को पाइज कर देता है साला एक मच्छर आदमी को हिजरा बना देता है.
My daughter has been attending an English medium school, so she actually hasn't learned Hindi, but she has learned the Hindi-influenced way of speaking English, and whenever she talks at school functions, she has an entirely different accent and manner.
Well, this is very much possible, as our first group is coming up on the stage and is using chairs as props while dancing.
Another fun way to learn Hindi for foreigners is to pay attention to the slogans and sayings found on transfer trucks and the like. Here's a snippet of a video about our first Indian road trip, in which I examined a few that were new to me.
On this trip, I tried to capture as many as I could, because an examination of these sayings is a window into the many diverse cultures India has to offer. Not all of these sayings are religious, however. Some are personal, some are proverbial. Since I don't want to bog the video down too much, I'm going to rock it right through them. Sant Kripa Tanu Rat. Blessings of the saint be upon Tanu's chariot. And you thought this was just an auto rickshaw. Which saint? No clue. Saint Baba Nagpal Ji Ki Jai, who was priest of the Chhatarpur Temple in South Delhi, which used to be the largest temple in South Asia, for a time was frequented by Indira Gandhi. Two here dealing with Sri Shyam, Jai Sri Shyam, which means Hail Lord Shyam, and Shyam Ki Divani, which I think basically means crazy for Shyam. Shyam is also known as Babariki, who was a character from the Mahabharata. He received the name Shyam from Krishna in honor of his prowess and sacrifice. There's a temple in Rajasthan that's dedicated to him, so it's no wonder that his name is more prevalent there. So here, Ma Ki Ashirvad, meaning the blessing of the mother, and again here, referring to the motherly essence of God, which I've discussed in another video about Vaishno Devi. Pirvahi Dilayahum, which was the title of a movie and a saying, which means I've come back with the same heart. Samay se pehle bhagya se zyada kabhi kuch nahi milta. Very roughly translated, no one gets what they want before it is faded.
I need a break after that.
How about a roadside music scenery montage?
Can you say again what we just saw there, Steve?
We just saw a guy on the side of the road selling beach towels as we head towards Rajasthan, which is basically desert. And he had a Hello Kitty towel and a Pittsburgh Steelers towel. Because, of course, there are a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans here in India.
We made that road trip to a beautiful resort in Rajasthan called Patan Mahal. The place was amazing. I loved every minute of it. And I even got a chance to see some cool creatures up there, which is always a plus for me.
Slug, which Satya took to, and this guy.
Whoa, this one's yellow.
Blue stripe is just incredible. The blue stripes on his eye, I mean, it goes all the way across his eye. He's got this pink on the back of his wings. Fascinating creature. Why a pest like a locust could be this cool looking?
The place itself was awesome, but my favorite part was scaling the nearby hill, the old palace halfway up, and the fortress at the top.
Inside here are the ruins of the original Mahal. Awesome place, let's check it out. And this is my favorite bit.
With this array of windows here, and you can look out all these windows and see the valley below. Great place to read.
Overall, I can't say enough about Patan Mahal. The structure and accommodations and views from the Mahal itself were awesome. And for me, these puffy white clouds and the skies washed blue by the late monsoon rains were the perfect visual exclamation point to mark the end of our stay at Patan Mahal. This year I also wrote an action comedy short film called Bharat's Chai Stand about a foreign assassin who starts chasing a target through a village area in Delhi, only to be surprised by the unexpected interventions of the village's inhabitants. I met Jimmy Alter, a prominent cricket journalist in the area, who has had some on-screen experience and a love of films, and pitched the project to him to see if he would play the part of one of the foreigners, and help me with translation. Jamie helped me find some actors, and we started filming some test scenes like this one.
डांस वीडियो में क्या डांस करने वाला है क्या यार मेरा एक गाना इस्तेमाल करोगे
तुम्हारे पास गाना है
आजम भाई
अरे चाय नहीं है नहीं भाई हमारे चपरासी भूल गए आपके बारे में.
Schedules never really quite gelled for us to get shooting timings together, so we've kind of gone back to the drawing board, and I'm looking to see if any production companies might be interested in the material.
Give us the lowdown on Kareem's.
Kareem's. If you even go and have even dal, yellow dal, it's out of this world. You have butter naan, just order butter naan. You don't want to have, just order. The look, the feel, the taste, the smell, it's unlike the rest of the world.
Looks like it's a really nice cooked pretzel, mixed it with naan, and like the best bread substance of all time. That's what you would have. This is incredible.
It's not a restaurant that boasts of the look and feel in the sense like, you know, it's posh. One of the highlights of Kareem is called the Raan. Raan literally means the thigh bone. The Raan comes and sits there, alright? And you, like Thanksgiving, just like that. They'll put some ordinary knives. These are knives. So that's why it's not because of cutlery, it's not because of all those things. The taste is out of this world. Like I said, not the most well-known, entrance kind of a place. You'd never find it. If you're trying to search for the first time. Like these different things put together in one common kitchen. Alright, so we take a look at this apartment and going up inside. That's what the naan is supposed to look like.
That's real naan because it doesn't look like the stuff I see.
Didn't I say that before? It doesn't even look like it.
No.
It doesn't even taste like it. That's what the emperors, apparently the emperors ate, naan. And we commoners eat something else in this place and call it naan. So we've come to the emperor's own kitchen to have
real naan.
So what do you have to say about the dal? You have had the dal. So it's
really good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
I'm glad you did.
So surreal right now. Got this British guy asking this Floridian guy with the cowboy hat, and it's, remember, translated into Hindi, so it's "Kya is jagah mein bahut redneck hai?" हाँ, बहुत redneck. He says, "So क्या आप redneck है?" हाँ, बिल्कुल, मैं असली redneck हूँ.
It hit me. So you just take rajma chawal, put it inside the paratha with salsa, and you've got Tex-Mex. It's a whole new fusion food that's awesome. Oh man, think of the possibilities. Tex-Mex.
Okay, this is our first time watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in India. It's like Slumdog Millionaire for real. Kaun Banega, Crorepati. Are you ready?
Ready.
I met a fellow American expat who does some video work and who is a birder. I never really done birding before, so I thought it would be fun. We were going to meet at Deer Park in central Delhi early in the morning, but I was having a hard time finding transportation.
It was an early morning. We were going to meet at 6 a.m. and I couldn't find any public transportation, including the metro, to take me where I needed to go. This uncle in front of me was trying to go to Nehru Place as well, so I followed him and he found an SUV that was headed in that direction. Now originally I thought this must be some sort of taxi service, but I soon found out that it was the Hindustan Times delivery boy. And he just lets people tag along for the low rate of 10 rupees, so it's bus rates without the hassle of stops, and he's in a more maneuverable vehicle, so win-win for everyone. It's pretty cool. I never knew about that before.
There he is, the master at work. How did you reach this?
Just makes me breathe a sigh of relief. In fact, that morning was so relaxing and inspired me to write a little bit of background music for use in this montage. So sit back, breathe a sigh of relief, and enjoy. I love India because how many other places do you know where pigeons, minor birds, parakeets, and peacocks hang out together in a public park? These photos were taken by Zach with that 200mm lens. Beautiful. While I'm not a bird watcher, I have always been fascinated by animal classifications. So I was fascinated when Zach schooled me on some new species of birds that were new to me at least.
Hey, what type of bird was that in the tree?
Yeah, so that was a green pigeon, yellow-footed green pigeon. Beautiful bird.
And that's because the one we see mostly around here is, what is it again?
It's a rock pigeon.
Rock pigeon.
So
pretty common and kind of annoying.
Bird, yeah. So my friends are like, man, I hate pigeons, but there's lots of pigeons. So.
I'm a big fan of insects and arthropods in general. I think if anything, I would be an insect watcher. I think this is some species of ladybug larva. And speaking of wildlife, I always enjoy when we stumble on one of these.
Ricky-ticky-davy. So the bird expert is saying that this is a drongo, which I've never heard. I've heard of Rango, the movie with Johnny Depp.
They have very unique tails, so that's why they're always using. They can fly kind of like that one too.
See, if I saw that, I would have just called it a swallow.
Drongos.
Oh. This one called again?
This is a great barbet.
A great barbet. You're hearing the call of a kingfisher. What is that called? White-breasted kingfisher?
White-breasted kingfisher.
Still can't even see it. Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it.
How do you feel right now?
It's so dumb to have height things up here. Only go for high enough.
Safety first. I love that this is the ride my child is allowed to go on. Safety first. Just you watch and see.
Put on the back seats, it goes like,
yeah, it hurts. It like slams you in the back.
Because they don't want you to fall off the ride.
Part of from you?
From US.
Okay.
People just need to be smart when using Facebook. So.
All right, blow it out. What's on there? We watched the new Muppets flick. So, how do you like the Muppets so far?
It's really good and it's funny. It is funny and I like the music.
This was our first year to celebrate Diwali, and a few families were kind enough to let us join in their celebrations. I made a video in my digital Namkeen series about this experience. I'm just giving you the unedited version of that video, so please enjoy. I went with my friend Arun into Delhi to do some shopping for Diwali. Like Christmas in the US and elsewhere, many gifts are exchanged on Diwali. Arun led me to the Karol Bagh metro station, through the Karol Bagh market, and to Tank Road, which is apparently a reputed area for counterfeit jeans and such. While Arun stocked up on gifts and made ready to take a train to his hometown, I took the metro to another stop, Saket, to meet my friend John, where we discussed a little bit about Diwali.
Festival of Lights. Okay, so there's a religious angle to it, there's a cultural angle to it, and of course, like every other religion, there's a commercial aspect to it. Business guys want to make more business.
Kind of like Christmas in the US.
Exactly, right? Exactly. That's a commercial aspect to it.
We get ready to participate in another of the world's favorite activities during holidays. Watch a movie. We picked Love Shove Thai Chicken Karana, an independent that's been getting good reviews. We both liked it a lot. And afterwards I got some chocolate coffee, not a Diwali special, but apparently a staple of this market around the PVR Saket area. And since the weather has been cold leading up to Diwali, this was a nice treat.
Having coffee and they put Hershey syrup on it. No kidding, it's there. And they put some cocoa powder on it. It's chocolate coffee as they call it.
That's great. It's really good.
Later I got to catch up with one of the other staples of Diwali celebrations, and that is, of course, the lights. On Choti Diwali, that's Little Diwali, the day before Diwali Eve, I guess you could say. We went around visiting friends and delivering some candy and gifts, and Satya was having a laugh at my expense.
About Daddy's clothes. These are the best clothes he could get. He could have gotten something more Indian type like Diwali.
The fireworks began in earnest that night when the rolling shutter of my DSLR just didn't know what to do with this much light. Remember the old M80s that were outlawed in the United States, those little firecrackers? These would be like M220s. The exchanging of gifts, the lights, and the cooling temperatures started to make this Floridian think. It's starting to feel a lot like... But since I'm a Scrooge when it comes to celebration of Christmas, that's like nails on a chalkboard. I'm a violinist, which means I've played way too many Christmas cantatas, which means I have this song forever on loop in my brain.
Excuse me, medical alert here. Pulse check.
Yeah? What's wrong?
Is my husband voluntarily playing Christmas music? I think he's died.
I was being satirical, actually.
Oh.
I was saying how much I hate Christmas music.
Well, then, yep, he's still fine.
Alright.
All's well.
My daughter likes to tie into Christmas because she got some gifts out of the deal.
Rejoice with Amul.
Chocolates. On Diwali itself, we had 2 invitations. One to visit my friend Neeraj's family in the afternoon.
आपका मनपसंद है दिवाली के बारे में?
पटाखा. सबसे ज़्यादा पटाखा.
मुझे दियों से सजा के दीपावली मनाना अच्छा लगता है.
Proceeded to serve us inordinate amounts of snacks, including Namkeen right here, which is what this show is named after, which are some salty snacks to offset the mother load of sweets that you get during this holiday.
So Bareilly, Son Papri or Laddu?
Besan ki laddu.
Besan ki laddu. We ate some kheer, which is like a rice pudding with raisins sometimes and cardamom. One of my favorite dishes. But my favorite thing served was the pakoras. They had onion and cauliflower, and I like the cauliflower ones the best. The blandest, nastiest tasting vegetable on the planet Earth, it probably isn't, but I don't like cauliflower very much, can taste this good is a testament to the awesomeness of frying and pakoras. After the lovely late lunch with Neeraj's family, I crashed on our couch for an hour, and then we were off to visit our friends, the Jains, who are in fact Jains.
In Jainism, we celebrate the Diwali because Lord Mahavir get moksha on that day.
Jains are marked by a concern for all life. Most are the strictest of vegetarians, most abstain from alcohol, and those who seek a path of monasticism within Jainism follow some of the strictest asceticism in the world. The whole Jain family was kind enough to welcome us into their Diwali celebrations, which went something like this. First, there was a puja, a worship session. On the left, the more Hindu elements of Diwali were included, Lakshmi there in the middle, Ganesh on the right, and Saraswati on the left. There's even a little candle that casts flickering projections of Ganesh and Lakshmi. On the right are pictures of Mahavir and two other prominent Jain holy men. The candles are lit, songs are sung, everyone presents an offering of puffed rice to Mahavir. The arti, or ritual waving of a lamp before the images, is performed. And prasad, food offerings believed to have been blessed as a result of the puja, is shared. After the puja was concluded, the family went outside to light the rangoli. Rangoli are decorations of colorful powder arranged on the ground, like so. Earlier, Neeraj had explained a little bit more to me about the rangoli.
ये दीपावली जो है ना, ये हिंदू लोग राम जी के स्वागत में
जी
मतलब पूरे अयोध्या को या पूरे हिंदुस्तान को सजाया गया था।
एक तो ये कारण है और दूसरा आज के दिन लक्ष्मी और गणेश जी का पूजा।
ओके ठीक है। So दरवाजा।
हाँ, इसीलिए हम लोग ये स्वागत के लिए लक्ष्मी जी के स्वागत के लिए ये सजाते हैं।
And then it was time for every kid's favorite part, the firecrackers. One of my favorite things was this sort of hot potato style game of soccer with the spinning firecrackers. They even had those little growing snake things. I kind of like these shots. It reminds me of some old sci-fi horror film from the 50s or something. Last but not least, it was family game time. The game was called Tombolo, which I didn't realize until coming to India is what you call bingo in certain countries. I thought originally it was some Indianized version of bingo, but apparently I've been playing in an Americanized version of bingo all along. Living in another culture messes with your mind. One of the reasons they said they played the game is because gambling like this, even with a small 10 to 20 rupee buy-in, could serve as a sort of litmus test for your luck for the year, to see if the goddess Lakshmi would be smiling on you in the year to come. I won precisely nothing. My daughter, on the other hand...
How much did you win tonight?
90.
All right. Congratulations. Mubarak.
This was our first full Diwali in India. We're just so thankful for the time that we've had. Thank you especially to the Karans and the Jains. Thank you so much for letting us celebrate Diwali with you.
When you want to interact on a surface like this table, I have so many equipment like my paper, my book, or maybe another document. If I really want to rotate it here and there and want to share it with a friend of mine, so this way we are looking into the technology, how to deploy it on the kind of the table on which we are working each and every day.
Of course, this year would not have been complete without experiencing an Indian wedding. I finally got my chance late in the year.
This is the groom's sister. She was the reason I was there. I'm friends with her boyfriend. Her responsibility was to get people to dance. Well, who happens to be standing right in front of her? Yeah, that would be me. There is no arguing with me. You're gonna dance, dang it. And so I danced. So me and this kid he danced. Procession comes in with the groom. Sometimes he rides on the horse, but in this case they had a carriage. They got this band. Somehow Quentin Tarantino managed to come here. There he is. I'm serious, the guy, he reminds me so much of Quentin Tarantino. He's like the Indian Quentin Tarantino. Oh, and here's my first dabble. Yes, I couldn't escape being filmed, and man, do I look ridiculous. But the guys were the ones who really wanted to dance with me. Danced quite a bit. And just flailing, basically. It's like Bhangra moshing, basically, works. Oh, see, I'm dancing with Quentin. Entrance of the groom into the wedding tent area. He goes up there and sits, and we'll come and give him greetings and gifts and stuff. Special thanks to the Sharma families for allowing me to come take part in the marriage celebration and to celebrate with you all. And I want to offer Rohit and Kalpana best wishes in your lives ahead. Thanks to everyone for letting me play a part in this. It was a real blast. I was introducing Arun to the delectable sounds of Radiohead. I don't know if Arun had ever heard Radiohead, so I was like, dude, you got to hear my favorite band of all time. So I played for him There, The Boney King, Nowhere. We're jamming, man. We're jamming the auto rickshaw. Tom York, Johnny Greenwood, know that you're appreciated in India. Dang if this wasn't one of the best liquids I've put in my mouth in the last month.
Watermelon juice, do you like it?
Oh, it's very good. I've been invited to jam with a metal band on my violin. I played with a hardcore band before.
We're going to be doing 3 songs today, at least attempting to do 3 songs.
All right.
Stand there with your violin going, I feel this part.
One of the fun things about this whole thing was learning this whole new third sort of language. Is a mixture not only of Hindi and English. It's not just Hinglish. It's like Hinglish with musician metal twist.
मैच नहीं किया because सारी आवाज कट रही है मेरी. ये सही है. ये सही था.
There's one extra that's
नहीं, that's because he's playing it fast and he's playing just the fill part.
Play it along.
It's a lot of fun because I think metal kind of gets the bum rap. A lot of times people say it's just noise. The best metalheads are good musicians all around. The drummers, this guy's called the Punjabi drummer. I'll link to his page. Double bass pedals, man. It's just like one of the coolest inventions ever. Metal drummers are awesome.
How was your jam today, sir, with this band called the Artillery?
It was okay. I don't know if these people are actually making music. I don't know if I'd call it that.
Do you have anything to say? Apparently not.
Oh, kind of rough crew, if you ask me.
Yes.
Oh, here comes one, actually.
Yeah.
Hello.
So we did go to a metal show that night. It's fun hanging out with Mr. Luke. Just a fun-loving guy, and he breaks into impersonations. Here's his parody of The Dark Knight Rises.
Gotham, take control. Take control of your city.
Do we get access to the remote that you have on you?
No, you can't.
Can we put back all the criminals you just freed?
No, you can't do that either.
You're not giving us any kind of control.
Apart from the things you just mentioned. You can take control of your city.
Okay, I have never seen that in my life. Those are all parakeets right there. Just got scared away by stinging pigeons, but I've never seen that many parakeets in my life. Look at them, look at them. That's crazy.
We are at the masjid, and warthogs, monkeys, and crows everywhere. It's very beautiful. Wow, an airplane! Whoa! It is beautiful here. We are in the secret place, which is so cool. I was thinking that we could make our own secret hideout here, but it'll take a long time to get to. We can see everything. Right. All right. I'm off.
This is it. This is Fat Ninja.
So I think this might actually be, this is Sparta, the Greek kitchen book. You can choose from either of them, either of the menus.
This is Sparta. I cannot believe it. This is Hawes Cause, and it's just really an awesome play. I mean, we've been here before. One day I'll do a video proper about this place. Right now there's a lot of construction going on, so it doesn't look pretty right now, but really it's an awesome
kind of place. It has this cool vibe. It's almost kind of like, what is that cool place in New York where all those hippie trendy people are at?
Yeah, that place.
That cool hippie trendy place in New York. It's like if you mix that with Kathmandu with little 5 points in Atlanta.
The food at Fat Ninja was good, but I remember being even more impressed by the clear blue sky, which is a rarity in Delhi. While at Hoskas, I made my first visit to Kunzum Travel Cafe. They're the people behind the Heritage Walk you saw at the beginning. I signed up for the walk, got 2 free books, and we became Kunzum Club members, and here's some more footage from that walk.
We are at the bottom of the masjid now, and what an odd-looking place. The place is filled with birds. There are tons of pigeons and parakeets everywhere. It's amazing.
Get your clothes dirty.
I see like big birds and they look like eagles.
Put meat out there to feed the birds, and so the big eagles are coming in.
Big eagles! I was right! They were eagles! This is really scary. And then there's a monkey over here. Nice monkey. Cool monkey.
That is a cool paint job right there. This is awesome. Our guide was extremely knowledgeable of the history and the architecture of these various monuments and holy sites. Nothing says Merry Christmas like these Santa masks. I think these could actually serve as the heir apparent to the Scream masks, actually. In the village of Merali itself, it's a lot of fun because while it feels like a normal urban village, you'll see these half-millennium-old relics peeking out from behind sweet shops, chai stands, and bike repair places. I'm at Hoskas Village in the Kunzum Travel Cafe. It's the first time I've had a coffee here. I really love these cups. These cups are awesome. So yeah, I'm becoming a Kunzum fanboy. They have this nice pay-what-you-want scheme in the coffee shop. It's awesome. This dude right here is Vijay Sinha. I actually met him well over a year ago at a game programming meetup, which was included in a vlog from way back when. We've kept in touch a bit via Facebook since then, but haven't seen each other much since. While most of my friends around the world tend to raise an eyebrow at my videos like this one or this one, Vijay is one of the few guys that really liked them and shared them with others. He invited me to an otaku meetup, which is a gathering of people who share an interest in the Japanese world of gaming, manga, and anime. They had a Connect set up, pav bhaji was served, a couple of guys shared their vision for a gaming anime magazine which they wanted some constructive feedback about, and we watched a live-action adaptation of a famous manga called... What are we watching?
Rurouni Kenshin.
I hit it off with this guy, Farouk, and picked his brain a bit about some of his favorite things.
What's your favorite type of game?
RPG.
RPG. Which one's your favorite one ever? Of all time?
Pokemon.
And if you're going to cosplay, what are you going to cosplay as?
Shredder. I'm planning a Shredder.
You know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
actually
originated in my era. I mean, like when I was a kid. So, what has been the most recent incarnation?
Recent incarnation?
Yeah.
2012. They started a reboot, Nickelodeon-based reboot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not bad, but I would watch anything Ninja Turtles. So, this guy's planning a remake. I'm really not looking forward to that. What's his name? Explosions.
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay. So Michael Bay is planning a reboot where the turtles are aliens.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I read that. That's right. Oh, it's all kinds of nerd rage happening to the world's old
aliens. Alien Ninja Turtles.
If it isn't clear enough already, my wife and I have fallen in love with Delhi. And one of our favorite books about Delhi is Delhi Adventures in a Megacity, in which former BBC correspondent and author Sam Miller decided to document his experiences walking through the city's many neighborhoods. The book serves as the best introduction to this bustling megalopolis I've read, and I was so inspired by it I decided to invite my friend Neeraj along for a Delhi exploration challenge on the very last day of 2012. It seemed a fitting way to end the year out exploring this city I've grown to love so much with a good friend. In Miller's book, he mentions these map books made by Icar that are a real help for exploring the city well. Of course, the book was written before smartphones were as prolific. So yeah, they're probably not as useful these days, but at the time I didn't have a smartphone, so I decided to use the Icar maps to come up with a little Delhi exploration game.
एक नंबर 1 से 275 तक बताइए. So एक नंबर बताइए. 20 और एक अंग्रेजी का लेटर A से H तक. B. Okay. और एक number एक से 5 तक बताइए.
So what I just told him is to pick some random numbers. So he told me page 20. So B is over here. And then he told me number 3. So number 3 is right here, Prashant Vihar, Dr. K.B. Hedgewar Marg. So that is where we're going to be heading. See if we can find it. I don't even know anything about this area of the city, so this should be kind of fun. So we decided to take the metro to get there and see if we could beat the sun in doing so. Of course, the travel time ended up being more than I had expected, and we weren't even close to making it to the destination at the desired time.
Having a bit of difficulty finding the place here, so I don't know, it's always an adventure, right? A little bit later than daylight at this point.
Sometimes due to traffic flow problems, drivers won't want to take you places that look really close on the map.
So this is why they were all hesitant to take us, because of the crazy traffic. So if you want to know the reason why, one of the reasons why when you ask an auto wallet what's the price and they quote you higher, it's because, especially if you're a foreigner, it's not just because your skin is white. It's also because foreigners are the absolute worst at knowing how much time it's going to take. So we always under-assume how much time it's going to take. Like, oh, it's just right here on the map. And then it ends up always being this kind of crazy thing, trying to find the place. So we're to blame sometimes for that. It's probably my fault more than anybody's.
We did end up finding our destination, but by the time we got there and having been reprimanded by a security guard for filming, we were ready to call it a day. Like most first endeavors, my Delhi exploration game didn't quite go according to plan, but it was a fun way to end the year with a good friend, and it definitely whet my appetite for more Delhi exploration.
I think cross-cultural communication often fails because we tend to focus on the things that seem most alien and foreign to us in a different culture. We tend to assume that our way of doing things is the best, and we're reluctant to give those practices that are the most foreign to us any benefit of the doubt. It's my belief that people are people, wherever they are born, no matter their skin color, inherited religion, or philosophy. Regardless of our socioeconomic level or heritage, we are all humans. There are no aliens here. In our first full year in India, we've tried to start with commonalities and work out from there. We're a long way from understanding India, but we hope we've come closer to communicating with real living people who live in this country, and we're looking forward to learning more about our wild world through the eyes of India for years to come.
I'm Fort Sue's The Surfing Violinist. Welcome back to weekly videos. It's been a long time. We've got a new guy now since the last time we were doing this, which was about 8 months ago. My family first arrived in India in April of 2011. When we came over, we started making weekly updates about our family's cultural adjustment. In 2012, we edited some of these into a feature film we called American Indian, which is now available for free on YouTube.
In 2013, we had a baby, went back to America, caught up with family, had some crazy experiences, and returned to India. In 2014, we're back in India, and we're back chronicling our adventures and weekly updates every Wednesday. So don't forget to tune in. The first Wednesday of every month, we will be uploading flashback videos from countries outside of India, since we spent 6 months in 2013 in the US. Most of those videos will be from there, but we'll also have some Thailand videos as well. So for our inaugural weekly update episode, America and Back Again, a Sue's Family's Tale. So double your re-entry cultural shock and double your fun today on American Indian.
We're an American family living in India. We love food, film, language, culture, and making new friends. Join our adventures from America to India and beyond.